Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi there, and welcome to New Life Live. We are thrilled that you're with us today. I think of all days, we're just a little overwhelmed with some of the changes that we have experienced and watched people go through, and we would love to talk to you today. And if you want to talk with us, all you have to do is call us at a very simple number. It's 1-800, okay, that's easy, 229-3000, 1-800-229-3000. And I want to get the program started off. I've asked Larry to come in and share a testimony or two with us. We were all just at the marriage intensive, and there are a lot of people that couldn't get in. It was sold out. But you know that you've got some work to do yourself, and you could do that at Finding Freedom. But Larry, share with us what some folks are saying.
Okay, Steve, I really like this. This gentleman says, this was from the last Finding Freedom workshop. What I found was, or as was advertised, truth, connection, and transformation. At every turn, truth was added to me, casting light where I had only known a fog. In every session, the sharing brought me out of my isolation and hiding, only to find it unbelievably safe. The result is God is opening me up, and I'm less afraid, less closed, less ashamed. I can get past this. I'm getting past it now.
Love that.
To come out of a fog, the change that happens. Steve, we talked about it at devotions with our staff. And they had some really good thoughts about trying to help people understand why they should come.
Yeah. And, for you to wait for things to get worse is such a mistake when, if you really feel like you're stuck, maybe you're like the frog or the lobster and the water's boiling and finally, now it's killing you. But you wake up and say, life could be just a little bit better. And if I could just make it a little bit better and then do that every day, my life would be totally different. Maybe you're not a drug addict, an alcoholic. Maybe you've never been through something horrible, but you just feel stuck and you need a boost. You need to get to the next level or want to. We can help you at Finding Freedom. Chris and I are going to be there. It's just one of the intensives that we do, and I hope you'll come. Chris,
and Steve, I find that people are carrying around overwhelmed and frustrated, and it is really starting to affect their lives. We're going to medicate that sort of thing in potentially destructive ways, but also we're just not intended to carry around being constantly overwhelmed and frustrated. There is a reason why you're overwhelmed and frustrated, and that reason has to be seen. And Finding Freedom helps you identify what is contributing to your diminished living underneath God's will for your life, and really helping you engage in a healing and health process so that you can wake up, so that you can come alive to God's will for your life and find freedom that Christ desires.
And we know that people are fearful and they don't know what to expect, and so they don't do anything. And we got to get out of our comfort zone once in a while and take a step of faith and trust. And one guy said this morning, we only get one shot in life. You don't get to come back for an encore.
Exactly.
Right. But if you will trust us, we've had just, thousands and thousands of people come. It's so safe. It is so healing. You call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE, Finding Freedom. That's the name. And whatever it is that you're struggling with, we're going to help you with that. You'll get better. Life will be better. You'll be shocked at how much better things can get. All right, we'll be back right after this, but the number to call, 1-800-229-3000 to be on the program. If you want to find out about Finding Freedom and experience with Chris and me and the rest of the New Life team, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We'll be back.
Divorce shattered my family. I was very confused about my feelings, which are guilt, shame, and anger.
Hi, Steve Arterburn here. I'm just wondering if you're feeling stuck and you're hiding behind a mask, or maybe you're ignoring some pain and you're just not wanting anybody to see the real you. Maybe you're just gripped by fear or guilt, shame, anger. There's grieving that needs to be done. Well, Chris Williams and I are going to be doing the Finding Freedom Workshop. It's a great place to discover how to live a life of freedom, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You'll learn how to overcome your painful past and recognize the habits and behaviors that can lead you to the life God intended. It's time to get free from the rut you're in and experience transformation in your life.
Join Steve Arterburn and Chris Williams for the New Life Finding Freedom Workshop coming to Orange County March 13th to the 15th. To register, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go to newlife.com. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. Dr. Sheri Keffer. She's with us right here. Chris Williams. He's right here. And your phone calls at 1-800-229-3000. Or as my grandfather would say, 1-800-229-3000. Glad you're with us today. So let's go to the phones. How about we talk with Susan? She's calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Listening WBYN. What a great station that is. Hi, Susan. Welcome to New Life.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. I actually talked to you, Steve, about 5 months ago about my daughter, Caitlin. I'm sorry. I didn't want to say her name.
Okay.
Anyway, engaged to be married. Found out that her fiancé was cheating on her and wanted some advice from you. I asked you how I should handle it, what was my role, how that kind of thing. So fast forward 5 months later, she's still with him. Your advice to me was she shouldn't even talk to him for like a year. She actually let him back in after 2 weeks. And they were living together again. They were in counseling, both individual counseling each week and couples counseling each week. So now she wants her dad and I to build a relationship with him. So the fiancé did send us an email. It said all the right things. It was good. We emailed him back with our feelings. And now it's time to do a phone call. And my husband did his phone call. I'm supposed to do mine today or tomorrow. And I feel like my thoughts, emotions, feelings are all over the place.
Okay.
So I called you
What's
guys.
the question? Okay. So what did your husband talk about with this gentleman with his phone call?
He made it known how devastating it was, that our primary concern is our daughter and her safety, and that she not be hurt again the way he hurt her in this, and continue, in the process. He's a very strong Christian. He said, he encouraged this young man to lean on his faith, and that if he could help him in any way, he's here to help him. So,
So let me throw this open to both Chris and Sheri. I want to hear what they have to say, and then I've got some thoughts for you here when they're finished. Okay.
So just quickly, Susan, how did he cheat? Can you tell us just a sentence so we know what you're talking about?
Yeah. He traveled in his job. So it was someone he worked with. It wasn't just a one-time thing. It was an ongoing thing for probably about a year while they were living together.
Okay. I can't pretend. I can't pretend.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I can't. You know, I had Connor cheated on me as well.
Well, Sheri, I was just listening to you on Dr. Dobson's.
Oh, yeah, with Dr.
You were
Tim
just
Clinton.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just not the girl to pretend about this stuff because I was a casualty of
Right.
my own decision to forgive Connor. I spiritualized it. And because I spiritualized what happened, it just came into our marriage and it got bad again. And so I am very concerned about your daughter. I'm concerned as to why she is in denial over a
Right, me too.
long-term affair in her courtship.
I know. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I guess if it was my daughter, I would have a hard time just kind of doing what she wanted me to do and going along with her plan. I
Right.
couldn't. It would be defying gravity. I'm not saying we have to smack daddy this kid, right? But he was in a year-long affair.
Right.
And
So, but she keeps saying she wants to move forward. I want to move forward.
okay, and so this
And-
is what I would say. So what is it about you that wants to move forward with a young man who cheated on a workmate for a year and a half?
Right.
And then just zip it. Don't say anything else. Just ask, what is it about you that wants to move forward with someone who's been unfaithful? I'm just trying to figure this out. It's okay for
Yeah.
you to tell her we're not ready to have a phone call. We're still dealing with our own feelings around it. Really, with someone like your daughter, I've had your daughters call me
Right.
and contact
Right.
me because they want me to be the litmus test. They want me to be the litmus test to see if it's safe enough. Is this guy safe enough after he hurt me? And this is what I say. I say, you know what? I know God, but I'm not God. And so I can't really tell you where he's at. But what I'd like you to do is I want you to be a part of a betrayal trauma recovery group for a while. I want you to go be around other women who have also been betrayed.
Yeah. She's not like she grew up in a Christian home, but she's turning away from that.
It's not even a
So-
Christian thing. It's not even a Christian thing. It would
It's
be COSA.
intelligence. It's emotional intelligence, and what cuts off the emotionally intelligent brain due to
Denial.
codependency, denial, all these
Yeah.
other things that
So
are
like
here.
COSA. COSA is a non-faith-based group, right? It's okay if she's, not really into the faith right now, but it would be a place where she could go and be around other people that are in relationships so she can kind of, wake her up
Yeah.
to this denial that she's thinking it's going to be all okay.
Well, and you're saying it, Sheri. Like, my biggest concern here is it's the situation and the responses are so disconnected to reality. I have not heard that he quit his job. I have not heard that he's gone into his own program and his own process. I have not heard that he has come clean with the actions and full ownership of the actions, and I haven't heard that he's come with a ongoing plan and follow through. And your daughter wanting to move forward is also part of a codependent denial system. Like, how are you're going to move forward and you're going to carry this pain? You're going to have to do what he did, and that is split. And what I mean by split is you're going to have to deny a huge chunk of reality. But that only works for so long, and when that reality comes back, it's going to come back with vengeance of pain and suffering.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I just
So did you hand her my book at all? Did you send her my book?
Well, okay. As I said, I called in before, and Steve sent me. No, it wasn't your book, but he sent me "Worthy of Her Trust," and also I can't.
So
Can't
I
remember
want
the
you.
title of
I
it.
want you to give
But
her.
she wouldn't even take the books from me.
Okay.
So
Well, she might.
I recorded.
She
I
might-
recorded the last
let me say
conversation,
something.
and she won't listen to it.
Okay. That's okay. That tells you how deep she's in denial. So you all don't have to go into denial with her. The hardest part of loving someone well, the hardest part is waking them up. And by you guys becoming complicit to do what she's asking you to do right now, it's not waking her up. It's making her feel like, okay, my parents now are in the program.
Right. But here's the thing, too. She's going to pull away from us. She's going to go be with his family.
Susan, let me jump in. Go
ahead.
She's already pulled away. This is a harsh way to put this, but it sounds like he struggles with some sexual compulsivity and addiction, and so does she, but she's not addicted to sex. She's addicted to him.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay. She's already gone. So you are either going to have to agree with her and go along with all of that and participate in the dysfunction. And because that's what addiction does. It makes it black and white. Either you participate with me in my addiction or you're my enemy. And that's just where she's at.
So I might float her my book. The cover is going to wake her up. She's not going to like it. But she'll look at that cover and it says intimate deception. She might just be curious enough about it, but you can say, your dad and I would be open to having a conversation after you are willing to at least crack this one book open.
Okay.
We have something that we want to ask of you as well.
Right.
And so this is our requirement. This is our requirement.
Yeah.
We want you to at least take a look at it. Listen to it. There's an audiobook. And after you and I can have a, conversation around some of the things that are in here, we'll talk about setting up a conversation. But right now, we're asking you to do one thing.
Yeah.
I think your husband might want to consider. Another phone call. And in that phone call, he would say to this guy, I've been very uncomfortable ever since our phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And he might say something like this. After we got off the phone, I realized that there wasn't really anything there that you're doing to connect with other healthy men so that you've got somebody to talk to other than a counselor whenever it seems like you just are so tempted to do this again, that you've got somebody to help you with that you've got somebody to come alongside you and, kind of you guys struggle together. I just realized that you're still out there and it's just you and my daughter who wants to move forward, but if you don't get help beyond what you've talked about, she's not going to move forward. You guys are going to be in the same place. And I'm really concerned about that. And I'm wondering if you're at a place yet where you're thinking about, I need to do more than just go to some kind of counselor or something. And when you're ready to do that, I'll help you with that. And when you do that, that's when we're going to have, I think, the kind of relationship that you're looking for. And you're going to have that kind of relationship with her.
Right. So as far as my phone call with him, do you think maybe I'm not ready?
Well,
just from hearing what I've had to say? Go ahead.
I
don't think that... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think you're ready because I think you need to get clear, Susan. I want that phone call with him to be crystal clear on what you're feeling, where you're at, and what you would like to see.
And I don't... It's one of those things, I don't mind putting the phone call off with him. I feel like my daughter's going to be disappointed. that I put the phone call
Sure,
off.
sure. You're going to have to allow her to be disappointed. But
Okay.
because you need to, again, you need to be clear on how you feel and what you want and what you would like to see.
And I think one of the toughest things for you is to be able to accept this reality that you have lost her, and whatever you do that just acquiesces and goes along with everything, even though it's against everything you want to do, I think you continue to cease to exist versus letting her know, you know what, I can't do this. I can't.
Right,
I
right.
want to. I love you too much.
Right.
I think that has a greater
So-
chance of her coming back to you than just going along with
I
everything.
don't know.
I'm glad that you called. I'll send you another copy of Sheri's book, Intimate Deception.
I feel blessed to have had this opportunity for my needs to be met, connecting with other women who are fighting the same fight, hoping for healthy marriages and growing closer to the Lord on their journey.
My name is Shelley Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, a physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
I feel encouraged and hopeful that even in my struggle, I am enough.
You will leave with hope, with a community of sisters ready to support you, and you will also leave with tools to move you forward on this journey.
Through the sharing in our small group, I realize that I am not alone.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Southern California February 28th to March the 1st. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here with Dr. Sheri Keffer. And we're talking with Chris Williams, and he and I are going to be doing Finding Freedom. If you want to get rid of that thing that you're stuck on, we can help you. You call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Tiana from Peoria, Illinois. WPEO is the station. We're glad you called. How can we help you today? What's going on?
Yes, I am a mother of 5. I've never been married, and for the last 2 years, I've been in an abusive relationship. The previous relationship before that was abusive. I just don't know how to pick them. There were a lot of promises in the beginning of our relationship, of marriage, because that's what I wanted. And originally, I didn't want to have sex anymore until I was married, and we were seeing each other for about a year before we actually met, and he became very physically abusive to me in front of my other children, and emotionally abusive to me. Just about 2 months ago, I found out that I was pregnant, and right now I have order of protection against him because the abuse it just continued to go wrong and to get worse and to continue to escalate to the point where he, threatened to kill me. And so I know that this baby has a soul and it's a person and it comes from God.
Yeah.
But at this point, I just don't know how to feel about this baby because I don't don't want to be with the father at all. There's no chance, that we can be together because of the abuse and what my children have been through, going through this with him. And I just want to do the right thing. That's all I want to do in the eyes of the Lord. Because I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
I don't know what else to go with it.
Okay. Tiana?
Yeah.
I think most women in your situation would feel the way you feel. Not all of them would be wanting what is God's best. They would just feel all of the negative things. And look what you've done. You've called us. You're trying to get the best, make the best choice possible, and that is that's not always the case. So I'm so grateful that you called. Have you listened to New Life very much?
I do. I listen to it on the radio all the time.
Okay.
So,
Do you know that I pressured a young woman to have an abortion one time?
No, I did not know that.
It is the most regrettable thing of my life. And I would not wish what I've been through on anyone. And of course, having gone through that, I've read so many stories, and I've read stories about women who have been raped, or let's say, like in your situation, there was violence and it was rape within a marriage or rape within a relationship. And when a woman in that situation, and who could blame them, but when she goes ahead and aborts the baby, it doesn't heal the wound of rape or abuse. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. It doesn't make that less. And in fact, here's what happens. In a few years, you look back and you look at your role as a mother on that little baby in there, and you see yourself doing the aggressive, abusive thing against the baby that was done to you by the man. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So then you've got all this pain from the abuse. Now you've got all this pain from destroying a life that God created. And it's just so amazing that horrible things happen. But when that life starts, it was meant to be from the beginning of time. Now, I was so fortunate that God blessed me with a daughter from a couple who couldn't raise that child, but they didn't want to have an abortion. And so you might not be able, for whatever reason, to raise this child, and so adoption is always there. And there are just so many different things that you can do. But I just pray that the final decision is going to be for God, for you, and for the baby, regardless of how that baby was conceived. Only God can give life. And it's not an object, and this man has treated you like an object. Don't treat your baby like an object.
Yeah.
You preserve the life of that baby. And you will, one day I'll get a call from you, probably 3 or 4 years, whether you keep the baby or you're in an open adoption with that baby, and you're going to say, Steve, thank you so much for helping me make the best decision of my life. I really believe that. And I want you to hold on, because there's a center for women that will come alongside you, and they will help you through this, and they'll help protect you from him. They'll help you with your other children. It's just all going to be better because you made this phone call. So will you hold on and let me connect you with some really good help?
Steve. Yes, thank you so much. God bless you, and thank you for your honesty and your candid opinion. And every day I just want to let you know that you have a calling, and every day you're working for the Lord.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again. You seem to be able to get to the crux of a problem quickly.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for you and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly, and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-639-5433.
We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back, and there's so many wonderful, wonderful people that are helping women to get on their feet. And it's not just about having the baby. It's not just about saving a life, but it's about having an abundant life and going beyond and growing, and it becomes the beginning of a whole new life. And so we're going to put Tiana in touch, and I'm going to ask everybody just to pray for her and her baby, because you know when you use pornography as a man, you objectify women, and if you get a woman pregnant, then the baby's just another object. Wow. You're a pornified man, and so women, babies, they're just objects. And so it's really important that a woman be able to get the support she needs so that she can stand up against that kind of thinking, because it isn't an object, it is a life. And oh my goodness, you know, the people like James Robinson, one of the great men of the faith, you know, he was a product of rape, could have been aborted. You know, there's so many people that are alive today because somebody said, I'm going to have this baby. And like I said, you can't blame whatever somebody's feeling, but they just need that encouragement from others, and they need our prayers.
Yes. And Steve, can I add one thing about Tiana?
Yeah.
She had mentioned, I believe, that there's other women and men out there that keep choosing the wrong people and destructive people. And she says, I keep choosing the wrong person. And that's because Tiana has never chosen herself. And I believe in her life, the people who were supposed to choose her didn't. And so I want to encourage her and other people, like, if you keep finding yourself in these destructive relationships, take a step back, get out, and look at why you're not choosing what is best for you.
Well, and I want to ask our listeners on her behalf, if you would like to support her to come to the Finding Freedom workshop. It would be an amazing weekend for her. You can tell she's got 5 kids, but she just chose to keep a baby. If you would like to support her and donate, please call us, because we will put you in touch. You know, we'll get in touch with her, and you can make sure she's here.
Yep. And you know, if you know that you want to come, but you've got financial issues, we have a scholarship fund, and we want not just to help her, but we want to help other people. Let's go to Sarah, Dallas, Texas. KWRD is the station. Sarah, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
Great. What's going on?
I had my father passed away last year, and at the same time I had health issues, and turns out I had breast cancer.
Oh my
and
goodness.
in the fall I had a double mastectomy, and I've had 4 infections since that time, and just a lot of setbacks. My reconstruction surgery was supposed to be tomorrow, but I'm finding that there's times where I get kind of like reminded of, of the fact that, oh, my dad's gone. Like, I don't think I had the chance to grieve, because I had found the lump a few months before my dad died, so it was just rush, get to the funeral, come back, and then deal with my health problems. And also, my mother-in-law passed away too, the weekend after my surgery. So it was a hard year last year. To say the least.
I guess so.
So
oh my goodness.
I'm just wondering, what can I do to deal with the grieving? Because I'm grieving the loss of both my father and my mother-in-law, and I'm also grieving the loss of my breasts.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I don't
okay.
have a relationship with my mother, so it's hard because I don't have a family network, because they live out of the country. So it's just I'm used to kind of like doing things on my own and being strong, and I think it's been a survival technique that I've used.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
now, as an adult,
so we want to help you.
Yeah, Sarah, let me jump in.
Yeah.
When we go alone and go strong, that is the exact place where we get stuck. Okay, so first off, I'm so sorry for your losses, and each grief is unique to the person. I actually lost my father this past year as well, and just yesterday on the way to work, a song comes on and I just lose it. And so what I then did was I called a friend and we talked it through. But one of the things I want you to be able to do is give permission to what you feel, whatever that may be. Because you may feel pressure to be sad, and you may not be sad, and that's okay. Or the sadness may come on, and you're like, no, I can't do this, and you just need to give permission to it, and then you need to seek support for what you feel. Okay, go back to that deep breath you just did. Yes, do that one more time. Yes, give that permission. You're loved there. You're supported there. That's real.
You are so precious, Sarah. I am heartbroken that you haven't had the experience of having a nurturing, loving, comforting, supportive mom.
When I was a child, just wanted to know, I wasn't allowed to cry.
I know
Oh,
that.
man.
I know that.
And she was an accomplice in her father sexually abusing me as a child.
Oh my gosh.
And she denies it, and I know terrible things happened to her. So she's broken. I'm broken too.
Right, but you know the truth. And so not only do you have the loss of your dad, the loss of your stepmom, the loss of your breasts, but you have the loss of your sexuality as an abuse survivor. And so one of the things that we do as trauma survivors, especially when we don't have a comforting parent, a nurturing parent, is we do exactly what you've done, is we pull away and isolate, and we try to tend to ourselves. But you know what the antidote is, my dear? The antidote is you being able to cry in a community of others. You being able to let those tears out with witnesses who can sit with you and see you as you cry. So like a grief support group would be ideal for you. Because there's other people that are also grieving, and something about grieving and crying together and caring for one another is how we heal.
And Sarah, you're in Dallas, and I know there are some good trauma therapists, some good professionals there, because you haven't just had losses, you have really had some horror in your life. Now, one of the cool things, we just have it. I'm going to send this to you. We just developed this life recovery grief workbook. One of the questions it asks in there is, what would keep you from accepting and experiencing God's comfort? Well, why would you when, your mother and father have been so abusive? And it talks about how God wants to redeem all of this loss, and your loss is so great. But the workbook takes you through the Bible, and I'll send you the Life Recovery Bible that goes with it, and this great, wonderful recovery book on grief. It's all about grief. It's going to help you so much. But if you can get in a group, get a therapist, we can help you find a counselor to do the trauma work too and the grieving with you. You're going to come out of this. We have so much compassion for you because of all that you've lost, a childhood, innocence, all these things. And so I want this for you. I want this workbook and the Bible to go together for you, and I want us to find another resource for you. Sarah, God absolutely loves you. In one of the great verses of Matthew, it says that while you were being abused, your angels were in the presence of God so that he would not miss what was happening to you. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And he never says he'll prevent the tears, but he says he'll wipe them away. We want to help you use those tears to water a whole new world and life that's free from all of this horror.
My wife asked me for the first time in 2011 if I would consider myself a sex addict, so I signed up. I'd read the Every Man's Battle book, and it was a great book, but the workshop, it was the experience that really was key for me. If they go to EMB, they're going to be in good hands. This is a safe place. They're going to be surrounded by men that simply walk the talk. The weekend leaders that they will go through this workshop with, they'll help them to get to the root of their issues. I've been through a number of well-preached sermons, listened to and read countless books, been to a number of seminars, but EMB for me was a game changer. It truly saved my life. Being in this community, being in this workshop, being around these men will change them if they'll let them. You're going to encounter men that will meet you where you're at, and you will instantly walk into a safe place where they're welcome.
If you're struggling, call us. We don't want you to go on struggling. Just give us a call. It's 1-800-639-5433. It's 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I turned on New Life, and the topic that day was about anxiety. And just by listening, I got relief.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the Transformation Welcome Gift, which includes a personal-sized Life Recovery Bible, a Life Recovery Journal, and 5 Life Recovery Workbooks. Plus, there are ongoing benefits like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops.
I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's been immensely helpful to me. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Once again, I'm going to ask everybody here to pray for Sarah. And, oh, man, I'm just so sorry for what she's been through, but I do know.
Hey, Steve?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we make sure we get a scholarship for Sarah to Finding Freedom?
Yep.
You know,
Let's do it.
our staff this morning, when we talked about encouraging folks to come to Finding Freedom, a couple of comments were, tell people that they can deal with their grief, their loss of a marriage, their loss of a family member, whatever their loss is, because grief is such a big deal and people don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It really is, and I've said it so often that, one of our epidemics in the Christian church is ungrieved loss, and we will help you with that. Chris and I are going to be there, and it's one of the things that we want to see happen, and you can be free. You don't have to go through this pain every single day. Larry, it's something people could do. They could give scholarship money. They could help us reach other folks with Finding Freedom, the marriage intensive, the counselors that we have out there, the resources that we have. I'd like you to, I wasn't here yesterday when you introduced the Club New Life resource, everybody, but I'd like to talk about Club New Life. I mean, you support us foundationally with a Club New Life gift of $30 or more. You get a Bible, the Life Recovery Bible. It's our transformation kit is what it is. It's the Bible. It's a general workbook and an amazing journal with the 4 seasons of recovery in it, and then a workbook to help you grieve is right there. Another workbook if you have an eating disorder, you're struggling with weight, another one for sexual integrity, and another workbook for recovering from divorce. And we put all of those together, 7 of these, including the Bible, and that's our way of saying thank you. And people really responded to that, and I hope more will. It's like a little resource kit for you and for people that you care about. It's our way of saying thank you.
And Steve, I'd like Sheri just to say, comment. Before the program started, she was sharing what she learned this weekend at the workshop about New Life.
Yeah, the intimacy intensive was mind-blowing. And I was just telling y'all, I had conversations with some folks and some gentlemen who went to Every Man's Battle. I had one wife come up to me and she said this. She said, I went to the Restore workshop, and she said my husband was freaked out about me reading your book because he was like, yeah, that lady, she's just going to try to get my wife away from me. So he basically read my book while she was at the conference, and he said, oh my goodness, I had no idea how much I'd hurt her, and I ended up going to EMB. He got hooked into some of our guys. He's been with the guys for a number of months. He's maintaining a sobriety. I had 2 great conversations with guys who went to EMB that are walking in sobriety. And I thought, where in the world would these guys go if we didn't have what we have here at New Life? They would still be struggling. I asked both of them. I said, where would you guys be without the services here at New Life? And they were like, yeah, we'd still be struggling. And so it is life-changing. We don't just tell you all this stuff because we just tell you all this stuff. We tell you because we have stories like this that are life-changing, and that's what we want again and again and again.
Thank you, Sheri. And that's why we seek your support. That's why we'd love for you to join Club New Life. So thank you so much.
Call us, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Be part of the solution. 1-800-NEWLIFE. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Please call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. All right, let's go to Javier, Kissimmee, Florida. and he's a new listener, and we're glad. Javier, how you doing? By the way, everybody else, hold on. We'll get to your call in the program right after this, and if you want to join us for that, 1-800-229-3000. Javier, I don't have a lot of time, but I did want to get to your call before we finished up. How could we help
I
today?
appreciate it. Yes, thank you. I've been divorced, separated for 3 years. The divorce finalized last July. She is a believer. She's Christian. However, I'm confused, and I'm literally like, I don't know when is the best time, or when is the time to let go. We have kids. We were married for 10 years.
Why'd you divorce?
Things like, well, because I was literally unfaithful at the beginning, then I stopped, and she said my attitude. I mean, I never abused her or anything like that physically, and just literally me, like, going in and out of church, like being back in the world and going back, and, she just got tired of it. And even now, like, she does things, like, she's been paying for my, dental insurance and my eye insurance, and I don't understand why she's still doing it.
Well, what is the question for us then? What are you asking of us?
Well, the question is, when is the best time to let go? When should I let go? Because I have hope.
You don't let go. You don't let go until you've worked on you.
Okay, gotcha.
Why would you let go before you went to every man's battle and you got the help you need to grow the character you need to be the husband she wants? I mean, this isn't you sitting around being a victim of a wife that doesn't want to be married. This is you not winning back her heart. You win her heart back by saying, I want you so badly, and look at these nice things you're doing for me. Now I'm going to go get this character thing taken care of. I want to respond to you, and I want you back, and watch what I do. I'm going to start going to a support group for men with sexual integrity problems. I'm going to grow this character, and you just watch what I do.
And I would also add to that, Javier, that what is she doing to get better? It sounds like she has some codependent behavior here.
Yeah, I mean, she goes to church. I mean, that's all she does. I mean,
well, okay, so that's great. That's fantastic. But is she looking at the things inside of her life that contribute to her struggles?
I don't ask her. I don't ask her because we live separate.
I would require that you guys get into couples counseling.
She doesn't want to do that. I've already tried.
Well, yeah.
But if you go to work on you, and then she sees the change in you, you might be kind of shocked at what she would be willing to do.
And you're right, because something, and I know it's God, is telling me to go to church, because I've been asking God, God, because I'm tired of thinking about my family,
Javier,
divorced.
Javier, you're not even going to church after you ripped out her heart with an affair. I'm talking about going to church, meeting with men, getting some help, buddy. You can be the man you want to be. Don't you want to be the dad to these kids that they look up to you, they respect you, they know you're doing the best job ever? They need to know, when I was unfaithful, here's what I did. I didn't stop until I became the man I could have been from the beginning. You will feel so good about yourself. Guess what? When you're an adolescent and you're a male going after adolescent things, you want to do stuff that feels really good. An adult male does stuff to feel good about himself. You get the help you need. We'll tell you about it off the air, Every Man's Battle. You're going to feel so good about yourself. Sheri, you have a comment here to encourage Javier?
I think you did a great job. I love it. I love both of you, just kind of calling you into manhood. We're rooting for you, Javier.
You bet. You can do this. And what's great is you haven't done anything, so now you can show her a radical shift. You want to join us on the next program, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Come join us at Finding Freedom and get rid of that stuff beneath the stuff. 1-800.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, Steve Arterburn here. Thanks for watching New Life Live on our New Life YouTube channel. You know, you can see it anytime. Hope you'll subscribe, and when you do, hope you'll turn that little button thing on, the bell, so that whenever we post a new video, it'll ring right through. Now, if you go to newlife.com, you'll see the schedule of when we're in the studio, which is helpful to know if you have a question for the program, or you could go to newlife.com or call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. You could do this on the app. I mean, there's so many ways that you can stay in touch with us and know when we're there, because we want to answer your questions. So thanks for watching right here on the New Life YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. Click here to subscribe.